Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Today the topic is Pakistan Resolution, which was held in 1940. But before having the complete information about the Pakistan Resolution, this is very important to understand that what is resolution. A resolution basically a firm decision to do or not to do something. A firm decision to do or not to do something. Okay, now let's talk about our introductory paragraph of Pakistan resolution. Here are some important information like it was the 27th annual session of the All India Muslim League. It was held at Lahore in the historical park Iqbal Park on 23rd March 1940. It was presided by, here I have mentioned that it was presided by Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Some great personalities who belong to the different parts of the subcontinent who joined this session like Muhammad Ali, Dr. Muhammad Alam and the Zafar Ali Khan who belong to Punjab, Muhammad Isa, Qazi Muhammad Isa belong to Balochistan, Abdul Rauf Shah, CP Central Province, Sardar Aurangzeb Khan who belong to the NWFP, Abdul Hamid Badayuni who belonged to Madras, Sir Abdullah Haroon, he was belonged to Sindh, Chaudhry Khaliquzzama who was belonged to UP, Uttar Pradesh, and I. Chandigarh belongs to Bombay or Mumbai. Okay, this resolution was presented by A.K. Fazl Haq, Abul Qasim Fazl Haq, who was the Chief Minister of Bengal that time, and because of his work, he was given the title of Bengal, Tiger of Bengal. What's the importance of this resolution? This is very important day for the Muslims because the Muslims community that day identified their final destination. Okay, after having the complete introduction, we will talk about the background of presenting the Pakistan resolution. First of all, there was a very major issue. It was the domination of the Hinduism. The Muslims wanted to secure themselves against the domination of the Hinduism, and the Hindu parties were making demand for the Hindu Raj because of their majority. Hinduism was constantly trying to merge Islam into it, like other issues and other religions. If the united, but keep this thing in your mind, students, that if the united subcontinent had got freedom, it would have been the permanent form of the Hindus' authority, because modern democratic system believes in majority government. So it was a must to get rid of the dominance of the Hindus, and it was possibly only if if the subcontinent was divided. Okay, the next point is sectarian riots. Sectarian riots, जिसे हम फिरका वाराना फसादात भी कहते हैं, in spite of the presence of the British rule. कि यहाँ पे बरतानवी हुकूमत का राज था, इसके बावजूद the blood of the Muslims was shed mercilessly in sectarian riots. The next one point is status of the Muslims. As you know that Hinduism is based on the racial system, and they have the discrimination among their own people, but the Muslims were given less status in the society. They could not lead the identified and the graceful life in the Hindu society. So they always believe in the caste system, color and creed, and the Hindus could never agree to give the Muslims an equal social status like their own community. The next one important point is preservation of the Muslim civilization. It was also very important. In the second half of the 19th century, after the War of Independence and during the beginning of the 20th century, the Hindus continued their attempts to wipe out the language, culture and civilization of the Muslims. It seemed clear that if India got freedom as a single country, the culture, civilization and the language of the Muslims would always be in danger. So the next point is prevailing of Islamic rules. Prevailing of Islamic rules was also very important, that if the different periods the Muslims wanted to establish a state in the name of Islam, where they could lead their individual as well as their collective lives freely according to their principles of Islamic system. Next point is Sindh Muslim League resolution. Sorry, the sixth one point is Muslim leaders. As you know, the different dignitaries or visionaries gave the vision, gave the signs about the partition of the subcontinent, like Allama Muhammad Iqbal, uh, when he present the Alam the Khutbah Allahabad, address of Allahabad, and after in 1930 he clearly planned a forceful and argumentative manner that there should be a separate country for the Muslim community. Chaudhry Rahmat Ali proposed a pamphlet Now or Never and distributed it to among the participants of the third roundtable conference being held in London, and he also presented and advised and proposed the name of that separate country as the name of Pakistan. The seventh point is Sindh Muslim League. The Sindh Muslim League passed a resolution uh, 2 years before presenting the Pakistan resolution. It means in 1938, Sindh Muslim League passed a resolution in the favor of partition. Okay, the next and last one point is with the heading of Qaid-e-Azam. In 1940, Qaid-e-Azam got a resolution of Pakistan and passed and formed it as the demand of the millet. That means it was demand by all over the Muslim community who was living in the subcontinent. Okay, the next topic is Qaid-e-Azam presidential address. This is very important, and this paragraph is belong to the three main headings, and we will discuss all these three headings one by one. While addressing all over the Indian Muslim League session in Lahore in 1940, Qaid-e-Azam identified the direction of the struggle of the Muslims. In main point of his address as given below, the first one point is Muslims as a separate nation. The Muslims, Qaid-e-Azam said that Muslims are a separate nation because their customs, their traditions, their civilization, their culture, and above all, religion is different from Hindus. In spite of having the fact that all that they had been living together for centuries, both have their distinctive identifications. If the subcontinent get freedom in the form of United India, this is very important, students. Keep it in your mind that if the subcontinent gets freedom in the form of United India, the rights of the Muslims will not be protected. The next heading is historical approach. The demand of the Muslims for a separate country is not unhistorical. ये कोई गैर तारीखी बात नहीं थी. Ireland got freedom from England. Spain and Portugal became separate states. Czechoslovakia got a separate identification as a result of the partition. The problem in India is not of an intercommunal character, but manifestly of a international one. ये कोई एक बैनुल अक़वामी मसला था. ये किसी का पर्सनल इशू नहीं था, ये कोई मकामी इशू नहीं था, ये एक इंटरनेशनल प्रॉब्लम था, एंड इट मस्ट बी ट्रीटेड एज सच. और इसको बहुत ही इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे ही इसको डील किए जाने की ज़रूरत थी. द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज़ India as a subcontinent. Dear students, this is very important to understand that in any continent there might live many countries. So British India in the subcontinent is not a country or homeland of a single nation. Many nations are living here and have their interests are as separate from one another. So Muslim community also has the right of a separate country. The next point is text of the resolution. Text of the resolution is also very important point, and it is based on different important headings and main points. I have mentioned few points from the text of the resolution. As you can see over here, a constitutional plan. The resolution declared that no constitutional plan, as you know, what is constitution? Constitution basically a set of rules on which any nation or country system is running. Okay, no constitutional plan would be workable or acceptable for the Muslims. कोई भी ऐसा प्लान जो है वो मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी के लिए कभी भी एक्सेप्टेबल नहीं होगा अनलेस जियोग्राफिकल कंडीजस यूनिट्स आर डिमार्केटेड इनटू रीजन्स. जब तक वो जोग्राफियाई लिहाज से उनकी हदबंदी नहीं कर दी जाएगी. वी शुड बी सो कॉन्स्टिट्यूटेड विद सच टेरिटोरियल रीएडजस्टमेंट, यानी कुछ इलाकों की हदबंदी जो है या रीएडजस्टमेंट इस तरह से कर दी जाए एज मे बी नेसेसरी, जहाँ पे ज़रूरी है. बिकॉज एज यू नो दैट subcontinent was based on a mixed population areas. So it was said that the areas in which the Muslims are numerically in majority, and in the northwestern and the northeast and the eastern zones, these were the two important zones in the subcontinent, northwestern and eastern side of India, should be grouped to constitute independent states, in which constituent units shall be autonomous and sovereign. If further reads, it adequate, effective and mandatory safeguards shall be specifically provided in the constitution for minorities in the unit and in the region, for the protection of their religion, culture, economic, political and administrative, and the other rights of the minorities, with some consultation. Agreement or arrangements thus should be made for the security of the Muslims where they were in minority. इन सिंपल वर्ड्स अगर हम बात करें कि ये करार पाया था कि कोई भी आइन, कोई भी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन हम इस मुल्क के लिए कबूल नहीं करेंगे जब तक उसको जोग्राफियाई तौर पर जो इलाके आपस में मिले हुए हैं उनमें थोड़ा मुनासिब रद्दो अमल कर दिया जाए, और जिन इलाकों में मुसलमान अक्सरियत में हैं, जैसे यहाँ पे 2 जोन्स की बात की गई है, नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न एंड वेस्टर्न साइड्स, यानी शुमाल मगरबी और मशरक़ी हिस्से, इनकी तश्कील ऐसी आज़ाद रियासतों की सूरत में कर दी जाए जहाँ पे ये तमाम यूनिट्स जो हैं या इलाके जो हैं वो इंडिपेंडेंट हों और अपना इक़्तिदार रखते हों. इसी तरह से माइनॉरिटीज़ के हवाले से भी ये यकीन दहानी कराई जाए कि उनके हकूक़ का मुनासिब हिफाजत भी की जाएगी और मफादात का तहफ़्फ़ुज़ भी किया जाएगा. Now let's talk about the reaction of the resolution. First of all, we would like to talk about the Muslims' acceptance, and after that, Hindus' rejection. So, Muslims' acceptance the resolution was unanimously accepted by the Muslim community, who had assembled and gathered for the meeting plan in a large number. So the Hindus, readers in the newspaper raised a hue and cry after the resolution. They refused it and referred to the partition as a vivisection of the motherland. As you know, I have also mentioned the Gandhi said that dividing India was like dividing a cow. And the Qaeda-Azam warned the Hindus that if the Hindus tried to get the whole of the India, they would lose the whole. But if they gave 1/3 to the Muslims, they would get 2/3. Now, talk about the Hindus' reaction. The Hindus' leaders began to express their views against the resolution, and the resolution was ridiculed. Gandhi and the Hindus opposed the resolution absolutely. All India Muslim League named this resolution as Lahore Resolution, but the Hindus press ridiculously ridiculously began to write it as Pakistan Resolution. But the Muslim leaders adopted this new term, and today it's called Pakistan Resolution. The press reaction. Now let's talk about the British press called this resolution or Pakistan of Jinnah. He considered that this was only the demand by the Qaeda-Azam. It was not the demand by the all Muslim community which were living in the subcontinent. The Hindu newspaper, the Hindustan Times, the Modern Review, and Amrita Bazar Patrika wrote editorial against the plan of the partition for the mind setting of the people. But in the end, we will talk about the importance of the Pakistan resolution. As you know, Hindus were of the view that the proposal for the partition will be rejected, but the Muslims of the subcontinent had decided their future. As a result of great struggle, they succeeded in getting Pakistan after 7 years only. So, students, we have now a detailed lecture on the Pakistan resolution. In this resolution, after the introduction, we have talked about the different aspects like text of the resolution. We have talked about the reaction of the different communities and the different political parties about the resolution, and what was the importance of Pakistan resolution for the Muslim community. So you just have to learn and write all the important lines of these questions. Thank you so much.